We have been away for a while and expectations are high regarding what has been done to our Meraai while we were cruising around the garden route. It is a new day, it is a new week, and oh my gosh, I think the entire country is, or nearly the entire country, is like a pressure cook at the moment. We're baking, man. It's been 10 days since I've seen Meraai, so I've just arrived at Tretchek. And I am hoping that while I was gone, we've had our rubber seals put in, the steps are sorted out, the doors are sorted out, and we are close to go. But looking at all the traffic behind me and the traffic inside that shed, I'm a little bit concerned. Let's begin with our steps to our habitation area. The guys have refined the system, and now the test is to see how easily the steps can be pulled out. The new handle has made a world of difference. However, we have a wee problem. The bottom step is totally unusable. This cannot be right. Next, I wanted to see how the rubber replacement of all rubber seals with Sikaflex was progressing. While all the old rubber seals have been removed, the UV-resistant Sikaflex has not yet been applied. John, we were away 10 days and it's going's been slow.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd be a bit further. How do you think progress is?
Slow and tedious.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting there. The knick-knacky stuff, once we get through the knick-knacky stuff, which should be a downhill, hopefully a slippery slope to the finish.
Yeah. What are your biggest concerns at the moment still?
Well, it's the sealing, just to obviously refine that and get a nice clean after or end product. So obviously you can see, so to try and blend and clean all this up, and then not to do too much to the other panels. It will just really be just that refinement, that cleaning, that end product, so that when she rolls out of here, it's a good final product that we're happy with.
Okay, $1 million question. It's my birthday on the 1st of April. Will you be done by then? Or am I going to have my 4th birthday with this vehicle not ready?
Well, hopefully it's not going to be an April Fool's joke, but yeah, let's see how we go.
The good thing about having your birthday on the 1st of April is that people remember your birthday. And I can remember the mission we went through in choosing the rubber seals for Meraai. Well, we have now stripped all those rubber seals and are now busy prepping for the next stage. Now, the guy who's been tasked to do all this sealing is Samkelo, and behind me you can see he's busy with a Sikaflex. He's the oak who did all the taping off and is now busy filling all the gaps with this UV resistance Sika. This is time-consuming work. Sikaflex is an amazing product, but if treated with disrespect, it could be a messy affair that is a bitch to neaten up. The benchmark that Samkelo has to aim for is the amazing work done by Senna Windows when they installed our formidable windows. The Sikaflex is applied and the excess is carefully removed, leaving a clean, neat finish that still needs further neatening up. Something that has been giving us a bit of a headache is how to repaint or touch up all this. Where the Sikaflex was like on the paneling, it's a mess at the moment. How do we sort that out? And so I've sort of been thinking, well, instead of trying to hide it and patch it up, why don't we make it really obvious? In other words, make a darker strip there and then put just for aesthetics, sort of steel rivets. So all these panels look like quite industrial. It's just something that I thought about this morning, and I really think it'll work, and it'll have quite a nice look and solve all these issues about the Sika that has bled over onto body panels. The Sika I am talking about is the old Sika that was covered by the now defunct rubber seals. I passed my idea on to the guys, and we do think it is a viable option. Already, if one looks at Meraai, with all the rubber seals gone, her lines are looking a lot cleaner. And so all those seals, which were actually making the vehicle look untidy. And it was something that has bugged me from day one, since those rubbers were installed. Now you can see that line across the window at the top there. It's a clean, straight line, how it should be. And all that is going to be filled and polished off with Sikaflex. Now, I'm trying to remember why the decision was made to use rubber seals as finishes. And I can remember very clearly being told that Sikaflex is a bitch to work with. You'll get it all over the paintwork and everything like that. It's much easier to put a rubber seal on. I remember that. And those rubber seals that we used cost a fortune. Well, that's money that I peed down the drain. But I'm not harping on anything. I'm telling you what it is for you guys doing a build. You don't necessarily have to put a blooming rubber seal on everything. Look at other ways. What we're doing now is the right way. Doing things the right way is always a good idea. In South Africa, we're not that good at doing things the right way. While we were away, we did quite a bit of traveling in our little chimney. In fact, we traveled some 2,600 kilometers in mini Meraai. One of the weirdest things that I noticed on our travel is 2,600 kilometers later, guess how many traffic officials we saw on that trip at the side of the road. Guys monitoring all the traffic infringements, dodgy driving. How many officials do you think we saw over a 2,600, 2,700 kilometer trip? The answer is easy. One. We saw one Polisieman at the side of the road. So don't be surprised at the carnage and all the cuck driving you see, because there is nobody monitoring it. 2,700 kilometers, no cops. So Bruce, you want to do anything you like, go out there, you can do it, because there is nobody stopping you. I am over my disappointment of our slow progress, because the guys at Trade Check do things the right way. With all the patch up and fixed up work being done on Meraai over the last months, I am concerned that Meraai's vitals may have been unintentionally damaged. Remember Mike and Glovo, the man who did all the auto electrics? Now there's been so much that's gone on with Meraai that I'm a bit worried that wires have been pulled out or not reconnected. So he is going to be coming through and going over the whole vehicle. Plus what he needs to do, which is quite important, is label the fuse box, because at the moment it's just a box with a whole lot of fuses in, and I haven't a clue which fuse does what, something that's very important. Mike is one of the guys who worked on Meraai that really impressed me. His work ethic is wonderful, his knowledge is sound, and he is just a really nice guy. Right, let's get back to our odd step issue. The guys were quick to sort out the weird bottom step by adding a system that locks the step into place. The problem now was that the bottom step was not parallel to the other steps. The locking system worked well. Now that pesky step just needed to get in line. Anthony has been working on the steps for some time, and it does not take long for a solution to be found. Right, what is next? One of those little iffy things that Tyron mentioned when I was chatting to him is, you can see this gap here on the light. I mean, that is a Meraai gap, and so we need to put something in there. Now you can't just bung a sealer in, so a thin strip of steel needs to be cut and put in there, and then we can seal it off. And that is the stuff that is so time consuming. Iffy work. Our man Anthony needs to cut the finest of templates to fill the gap on the right rear tail light. As soon as he is happy that the template is on point, the slither of steel is tacked into place, filling the offending gap. Job done. Just some feedback on our friend Michael and Glovo, who came and looked at all the electrics. He went through the whole vehicle, everything has been sorted out, and he said there were a few little things that he had to redo. One of his big issues was, and I was unaware of this, apparently there was supposed to be some sort of a heat shield wrapped around the exhaust to protect all the wiring, and this was never done. So the chances of us having a big gooey meltdown on the electrics, if we had done a long trip, were very, very good. So I'm very glad I got Michael in. Tyron Lepan is going to source some of that stuff for me and bandage up the whole thing to protect that wiring. And that is another major calamity that has been avoided. It is only 2 weeks to my birthday, so Tyron and his guys have their work cut out for them. And it is even less time until a life-changing anniversary. But more about that next week. Well, that's it for this week. I was a little bit disappointed when we started our insert, but after chatting to Tyron and seeing the guys doing this whole sealing work and understanding all these little niggles that keep cropping up, which we have to sort out. I mean, it is just prolonging things and it is frustrating, not deny it. With regards to the relaunch of our channel, I can do nothing until we are on the road. So everything depends on that. I will only do the relaunch when we are ready to hit the road so I can start to deliver content. And believe you me, it's going to be content, man. I'm hoping to blow everybody's socks off and give something that is entertaining, informative, and just downright kick-ass good. All right, my friends, please look after yourselves, look after your families, look after your possessions, and above all, keep safe.